Work to live or live to work? It's a question that really gets to the heart of how we spend our days, our weeks, and, let's be honest, our entire lives. So today, we're going to dig into our relationship with work and ask, have we got it all backwards? Okay, let's just dive right in with this one. This question, it's simple, but it's so powerful. It comes from the classic book, Your Money or Your Life. And I want you to take a second and really think about it. Is your job just a way to fund your life, or has your life kind of started to revolve around your work? The answer? Well, it might just surprise you.
All right, now let's get into the actual numbers behind our modern work life. It's this reality that we've all just sort of accepted. But when you break it down, the math is, frankly, pretty staggering. 50. What's this number? Well, out of 52 weeks in a year, this is how many weeks most of us spend working. 50.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? The imbalance is kind of shocking. Your employer gets 50 weeks of your year, and you get 2? For most of us, that's the deal. That's the trade. Over 90% of the year is dedicated to a job, leaving this tiny little sliver for everything else we claim to care about. Family, hobbies, travel, or just rest. Just let that sink in for a minute.
So why? Why is this the system we have? It really boils down to one thing: money. And that brings up an even deeper question, right? Do we actually own our time, or have we basically sold it for a paycheck? We say our family and our health are the most important things, but if you look at our calendars, they tell a very different story.
Sometimes it takes a real wake-up call to make you see the world a little differently. I want to share 2 quick stories that take this big, abstract problem and make it feel, well, incredibly real. So picture this. You're reading a finance article, and it casually suggests that because people aren't saving enough, we should all get ready to work until we're 80. And here's the kicker. It said we should be grateful for the opportunity. I mean, wow, that's not working for a living. That is the absolute definition of living for work. 50 years on the job, it's just a really sobering thought. And then there's this story, which has that kind of brutal honesty only a kid can deliver. The author of our source material told his 7-year-old son he was taking some time off work. And his son just looked at him and asked, "Did you ask your boss for permission?" Ugh, that question just cuts right to the bone, doesn't it? It's this tiny reminder that as an employee, your time isn't really yours. You have to ask permission to use it. Okay, I know, that was all a bit heavy, but this is where we pivot. It's so easy to feel trapped by all this, but the real power comes when we stop worrying about all this stuff we can't control, politics, inflation, all that noise, and start focusing on the things we absolutely can.
So let this be a total reset. You are in control. This isn't about what the world dictates to you. It's about the choices you make every single day. You have more power here than you think. You really do.
And here's exactly where that control lies. While the world is buzzing with all this chaos you can't do anything about, these 4 things. This is your territory. You decide how much you spend. You decide how much you save. You choose how you invest. And because of those choices, you, not the headlines, get to decide when you retire. This is where your real power is. This is why we have to completely reframe how we think about this stuff. Saving and investing isn't about some far-off dream of getting rich. Think of it more like this. It is the act of buying back your own time. Every dollar you save and invest is a piece of your freedom that you are purchasing. Your money starts working for you, and thanks to the magic of compound interest, it can grow and grow without you lifting a finger. You're literally creating options for your future self. So how do you do it? Well, it's actually a timeless idea. Let's call it the farmer's principle. Think about it. A farmer who eats all of his seeds in the winter has nothing to plant in the spring. It's that simple. Step 1, live on less than you make. It's not about being cheap, it's about being intentional. Step 2, save the difference. Step 3, invest those savings so they can grow. And step 4, let those investments work for you, buying you your freedom. So here we are. We're at a crossroads. And look, this isn't me telling you what to do. It's just about realizing you have a choice. You can keep following the default script that everyone else follows, or you can decide to start writing your own. And these are the 2 paths in front of you. Path 1 is the script, the one we're all handed. You trade your time for money pretty much forever. But then there's path 2, your design. This is where you consciously start buying back your freedom, one small step at a time. It's the difference between being a passenger in your own life and grabbing the steering wheel. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. This is why any of this matters.
This was never really about money or finance. It's about life. Time is the one thing we can never get back. It's our most precious resource. So the real question is, how are you going to choose to spend yours?